Okay, everybody, have a seat. Welcome to the channel. This is Guy with a Shovel Productions. And you're watching the first video here. So we're going to do a rig review. Take a look at this 10th scale trail truck. Just do a spin around like it's on one of those three-dimensional AutoCAD programs. These are AR60 axles, folks, on a TRX4 chassis. So then that's that. Let's do this one. Let's get that thing under there looked at. Sometimes you gotta look under that. Take a look at the axles and suspension. As you can tell, it's pretty much flawlessly functioning. So that's what you're looking at. I'm sure you've noticed the body is the Chinese internet Cherokee body, and it's what did I do to my body mounts, folks? I'm using the corny body mounts to mount this thing. Corny Chinese internet body mounts that come with the kit. You'll notice it's the Cherokee half cage. Quite heavy. Quite heavy body assembly, so I'm in full droop, folks. It's full droop. It's big. It's pretty big. So it's got that stance. See that super wide killer stance? You guys are all about the stance, I think. It's kind of corny, but it's not untrue. So it's pretty much a checkmate on the stance. I don't even know who the hell stance is. It sounds cool. So in the front we got the let's just crack this bad boy open. Get that body off there. How's this thing work? Spinning off the back end body mounts, bumper body mount deal. It's a cobbling of parts. It's a mashup rig, basically. So you have to cobble parts and repurpose them. So of course I got the front latch up there, and then this whole bumper assembly will slide off with the little, let's just get this out of the way here, with the little, it's a small hinge, just enough for you to be able to get the front of the body lifted to do, you know, minor things like battery swap, and that's really it. So, and these are the corny Chinese internet mounting chinguses. So until I develop a better system, this one is actually working. For the shelf purposes, of course, you're not tightening them down, but when you're out on the trail, it's probably best that you give them a little snug. And they're just, you can see that big, it's like a 8 or a 10, maybe it's even a 12 mil head on that. It's a Traxxas 3M by whatever flathead bolt that is, but it's perfect to drop those mounts over and then tighten. So that's cool. Trying to look at my pan-headed mount in there. kind of hard to see. Bam! Now you can see it. So that's the, it might be an STRC mount, panhard mount. So that's pretty cool. Just kind of hacked it up once upon a time for some reason, because I had some crazy rig these axles were on, and I needed, I don't know what I needed, but I hacked it up like everything else. It's a hack job. So, but anyhow, it's serving its purpose perfectly. And the axles, full stuff, basically rests with everything half of a C hair away from having any contact or interference. It's full stuff sitting on the shocks, so that's pretty cool. And everything, I mean, I'm putting a great load on it to hold everything down, but we have no suspension binding, steering binding, or any of that business under full stuff. So that's kind of tricky, because these axles are definitely not designed for this chassis. So of course, you know, the Sport comes with the single speed transmission, which that's what this is. So the obvious problem that you would have is the gear ratio issue because of these AR60 axles, right? And this tranny in this truck's meant to be pushing power to portal. So that's a clear conflict in the gearing, because the reduction in the portals is quite significant. So to combat that, I know I'm overdriven in the front and probably underdriven in the rear on this axle. I don't know what it is. It's the like English gears or something. Anyhow, so I've got a little bit of an advantage on the front axle for axle gearing, but that's not really important in relation to this gearing. So what I've done is I went to the 45 tooth spur, and I'm running the smallest pinion I can get, a 9 tooth from Traxxas. So I got the 45 9 tooth on there, which helps a bit for that sort of, you know, gearing purpose. But what I've done here is got this Team Brood Outrunner. It is a, what kind is it called? Riot. It's a Riot XL. I believe it to be a 10 pole. I think that's how it works. But anyway, it's a 1450 kV. So super low, super incredible torque. Just pretty much, it's probably as good as you can get next to Holmes Hobbies. And it's probably, I think it was like $60. Bought it a while ago. But anyway, let me get a unit to plug in. What kind of action we can get. I'm going to just put one of these 850 batteries up here on this forward battery mount. So that's the other thing. I moved the stock steering servo location to one of these. It's a forward servo / bumper mount from the Chinese internet, which moves your servo forward, but it also moved it forward and kept it at the same height while your frame is dropping down, and I just couldn't do that. It seems like a misuse of some geometry somewhere, and the low center of gravity important. So what I had done is I did a hack job. I cut you can't see it well, maybe you can, but I've cut the mounting tabs probably over half. They were super thick, just aluminum, so it probably dropped, I want to say I probably cut a 1/4 inch off. I didn't measure it, but it dropped the servo considerably, and it helped me get my steering geometry in relation to the panhard mount good. So But right now that's like, it's fine. Ain't nothing happening. So, oh yeah, the front axle. Front axle's from the Chinese internet. It's one of those, one of the finest quality Chinesium alloy materials that you can buy off of the Chinese internet. So I've gotten one of those. I wasn't too concerned with doing that in the rear because I just was after the good positive forward bias on the weight. So that's cool. I got that. I think this is the stock sport bumper that I hacked up because it was too wide and too corny. I didn't care for it. So that's what I've done there. So I'm running this as the Sidewinder 4 Castle speed control. That's pretty cool. Let's get the thing going here. Let's fire up this radio. I'm running the GT5 here. You all know that one. So we'll turn that Chinggis on. Plug in the Komasayama, and then we'll get the batteries. Oh, it's already on. Perfect. So let's look at the steering, because this is like, for an axle swap, this is pretty critical. I got my endpoints set. Maybe a little too far, I don't know. Got a good pull on that. Got a good pull on that chassis right there. Y'all can see that. So I'm gonna have to, well, you would back off your endpoint on that side. Let's do that. Probably to, I'm only at 68% already. So I'm going to take it down to, like, let's just try 60. That's got that servo. That Chinese internet servo's got some torque. It's almost like too dang much. Okay. I'm hearing some chirping coming out of something. Okay, here's part of my problem. These Vanquish links don't have enough bend to them. That's not it. You guys, can you tell where that clicking, squeaking comes from?